I consider myself to be a little bit underachiever.
I'm definitely an overachiever.
All these grades and stuff, they come in one year and they go out the other.
Overachiever.
I'm a moderate overachiever.
Moderate overachiever.
Overachiever.
Moderate underachiever.
Underachievers.
I'm an overachiever.
Underachiever. Overachiever.
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 Welcome to Monte Vista High School. Just like any other high school, it has its fair share of overachievers, underachievers, and those in between. The words themselves are two extremes, and the choices each student makes impacts them in different ways. However, stress, motivation, and perception all play a big role in differentiating what defines an overachiever as opposed to an underachiever. So, are overachievers and underachievers two complete opposites, or do they share similarities?
An overachiever is someone that goes to, if you give them a task to do, they go to the next extreme. Like if you ask someone to do their homework, they don't just do their homework, they do other people's homework, or they study, or they do the homework for the rest of the week.
I think an overachiever is someone who goes above and beyond, maybe takes more harder classes, and I think it has a negative connotation to it to some extent, but it's not necessary.
Maybe someone who lacks the motivation to complete the task in front of them, so they would consistently either give up or just not do what's being asked of them.
I guess someone who maybe they're just not motivated enough to finish a task. Overachievers and underachievers are very much different when it comes to working in classroom environments. Overachievers are focused on their work and will do anything to persist through challenges and obstacles to perform at the best of their abilities. Overachievers are driven by different factors in their life. Parents, pressure, and Monte Vista culture encompass most of the important external factors that drive overachievers to be who they are. On the other hand, underachievers are slightly less motivated and put in minimal effort to achieve a certain goal. Many underachievers lack the drive that a majority of the overachievers have within themselves. Laziness and procrastination also play a large part in the work ethic of underachievers. Many fail to reach their full potential because they tend to do just the bare minimum. It is clear to see that overachievers and underachievers differ greatly when it comes to work ethic and the response to external factors.
Like my siblings, they got into very good schools, and so I also want to do that.
I'm a student right now, right? So a lot of what I do is schoolwork and academics, and I really love academics, so I push myself and I will go the extra mile because I love it. So
As I explained, it's all dependent upon my interest. What I think is fun is often not true for other people, so I achieve more in several subjects.
Feelings of inadequacy, if they look at the people around them, they don't feel like they're doing as well. But oftentimes that's distorted because they just see the achievements of the best of their peers and they think, what am I doing? I've got to win the national competitions or win the hackathon or get the final highest placement in the DECA or robotics or whatever they're doing.
not only do overachievers and underachievers differ when it comes to the classroom, but the difference is also visible with the way they deal with stress. Overachievers tend to deal with stress more often simply because they go above and beyond and achieve more than what is expected or necessary. This extra workload is what separates them from underachievers. Underachievers are affected by stress in a minimalized way because of their lack of prioritization and importance to the workload. This conveys the difference between how overachievers and underachievers handle levels of stress they experience in their workload.
Probably less because I care about things less. When there's an essay, I write it on the last day and really quickly, and then I don't care about it.
I try to de-stress a lot, especially at home and stuff. My family members really help me. My brother, he's a really chill guy. So
stress to me, what stress is really is when an unexpected event happens in my life and I just have to go with it, right? Whether that's family matters or socially or something of that nature. Because to me, academics, although it's a big part of my life, it's not something I'm going to worry over too much compared to things like my family and my health and things of that nature.
I think most students seem affected by stress. I think that there are different kinds of stress. I think the overachieving students succumb to a lot of stress that they put on themselves or that their parents put on them or that they feel just from the peer culture and school culture, because they feel like they have to kind of keep pace with everyone else. They're always like, how did they do? And how did they do? And then that's a reflection of how they did. And a lot of that comparison can be really unhealthy and add a lot of unnecessary stress. And then on the underachiever side, I think some students feel like they have a sense that they're not keeping up. And so that adds stress to them, because then they feel like, what can I do to get to where I need to be? And that can be another kind of really toxic stress.
Overachievers and underachievers lead very different social lives amongst all the other differences they exhibit. The excess amount of work overachievers do greatly impacts their free time as well as their grades. Overachievers tend to have less free time because they strive to do more work than what is required. However, the work they do positively impacts their grades. Underachievers deal with the opposite, as they tend to do less work than overachievers. This may impact their grades negatively, but it also offers them more free time to do whatever they want. It is clear that overachievers and underachievers prioritize their social lives differently, and this has opposite effects on their free time and grades.
I guess I don't have as much free time to do things that don't matter as much, which is on one hand okay, but on the other hand, it's like good to have some free time to do random things. My grades are better, I guess, if I since I am an overachiever.
I feel really bad. Next year I will step up my game and make sure that I don't screw up. But this year is like my learning year. One day I will become an overachiever, but this is, the underdogs will succeed.
Monte Vista is known for the vast number of students who surpass expectations in their work. The culture of overachieving is considered normal in Monte Vista, but in many other schools, overachievers may not be received as warmly as they are in Monte Vista. Underachievers are perceived as outliers in the Monte Vista community, but may not be in other schools throughout the nation. However, although overachievers can be perceived as positive, both underachievers and overachievers have both positive and negative connotations.
People say like, oh my god, why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you doing that? You're not doing any clubs. What's wrong with you? You're not going to go to college. You're not taking a third year of language. You're not going to go to college, right? And just people constantly add about how everything I'm doing is wrong. And people in Monte Vista are very judgmental towards others. And they say things to other people that they just want to make other people feel bad about themselves.
After learning how each live their lives, it is evident overachievers and underachievers are opposites on the scale. They are driven by different external factors, and the lives of those who go above and beyond is far more stressful with little time for themselves. Those who indulge in education more than what is expected from them are perceived much differently than those who just scrape the bottom of the bucket. After all these examples, it is clear overachievers and underachievers are far more different than alike.
Guys, I know my face is so beautiful, but you don't need it.
Yo, dude, I legit just play like 2K at home, On the end of this, my career at Monte Vista High School, I will get a 4.0 one semester. I promise. If I don't get a 4.0, you can play this when I graduate. I'll tell you. But
we'll do that anyway.